Hello, it's Liz with Stampin' on the Rock. I don't know about you, but it's been a full week. So it depends on when you're watching this. This is getting created and posted a day late than I normally do, but you know what? It's life. This is what happens. But anyway, I like doing these videos for a few reasons. One, because I like sharing with you. And I hope you get inspired by them, but also it just forces me to slow down and take time to create for you and just share something that I'm passionate about. So with that being said, let's get started. All right, so this is the card I'll be sharing with you today. Check that out. Check out that background. I don't know if you can see a little bit of texture in there. So let's get started and I'll show you what's happening. All right, I'm using the stamp set, actually the bundle, Love for You. And then there are dies that go with that. Okay. I have a window sheet. The window sheets come in 8.5 by 11 sizes, and so I cut this down to 4 by 5.25. And then I have a piece of basic white cardstock that is just cut in half as my card base. Okay, so those are the only pieces of material, I guess, that I'm using for my card. I will be using Stampin Blends. This is the Dark Starry Sky and the Dark Poppy Parade. And then I have a water painter. Inside this water painter is not water for this technique. I'm using isopropyl alcohol. And let me tell you, there's a big difference in the percentage count that will work. I had one that was 70% isopropyl alcohol, and this did not work. So you need it to be 90 or above. For these are alcohol markers, and you need this alcohol to be a higher content to do what I'm going to do here. So just make sure that this is just, I bought this like I think at CVS or something. So at whatever drugstore you have or grocery store or whatever. But this is 91% isopropyl alcohol. So that is important to pay attention to the percentage because a lower percentage will not work for this. Okay. But that's what I'm using. So this is the only product here that I'm using that is not from Stampin' Up, but you can pick this up anywhere. Okay. So I used that and I filled that up inside here. Just make sure that when you're done with this technique, you empty that out so that you can put water in it for another time. Okay. All right. So let's start with this. I'm going to take my clear window sheet. Actually, let's just do this white. This is the white card base. No big deal. You know how to do this. We're just folding in half. And then I'll set that aside. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to take my clear window sheet. And let's see, I'm just making sure we are recording. We are. Awesome. All right, I'm taking clear blocks, 2 clear blocks here. And I'm going to lay those down. I already had the ink on them before. That's why you see some ink there. I'm going to flip over the other side. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm taking my Poppy Parade. And I'm just going to scribble on there a bit. And I'm taking the Starry Sky and I'm using the brush end. And I'm just going to scribble a little bit on there. And now I'm going to take this isopropyl. I don't know what color I had in there last. I think the Starry Sky. So let's get rid of that color. Okay, so let's do this. Do you see how it's getting it all blurry there? So I'm taking that and I'm just going to turn it over and smush. The isopropyl alcohol will make it dry very quickly. So that's all I have at the moment. Doesn't look so pretty, so hang in there. We're going to add some more. And we're going to do that again. And then I'm going to smush in a different area. And just push down on that. Pull that up. Oops, let's do this first. I'm going to add a little bit more color. Squirt some of that alcohol on there. And I'm going to squish down. You see how it just bleeds out a little bit? You're not going to be able to do this with water. The water will not react with the alcohol marker the same as this alcohol in here will do. And water on this clear window sheet will just, it's not going to dry. It's just going to run all over the place. But because you have the alcohol in there, it will dry very quickly. Okay, so that's it for that one. Let's go over here to the Starry Sky color. I'm going to clean this off of here a little bit, get rid of that Poppy Parade. All right. And we're adding to the Starry Sky, and now I'm going to plop that right in the middle and press that and pull that up. We'll add a little bit more. Get a little more color on there. Okay, we're going to smoosh. Maybe we'll add a little down here. So you're getting your blue in there. Maybe we can even just do a little bit in here left over. Okay, so this is what you have so far. You could leave it like that if you want to add. I think I'm just going to add just a little bit more of the blue, the Starry Sky color. Just blobbing that on there. We'll add a little bit over here on the side. Okay, and I'm going to pull that. When you want to clean this, then clean it with the isopropyl alcohol. Just put a little bit. You can just even just put this on here, and then I don't have a napkin or a tissue here, but you can just like let this ooze out on there and then use a tissue and wipe it off, or just put a little bit of the isopropyl alcohol onto a cotton swab and clean it off that way. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. And now you'll see this and you'll kind of see like blobs. I'm going to clean this off a little bit, get rid of the blue. And now I can go back here and reactivate what's on here. And you can kind of push the colors so that it is blended together, so you don't have like splotches of area where there's nothing. So I'm pushing the color all around so that kind of blends together. You can move it where you want. And then I'm going to go into the Poppy Parade, do the same, because I don't want, you see how there's like straight lines there? I don't really want those straight lines. So I'm going to go back in, activate it again, move it around a little bit so that there's not any straight lines. All right, I've got a little snifflies. Who's got this Canadian fires that are coming down this way that are causing a huge just haze everywhere? Okay. All right, and there we go. I think I'm going to let it go at that. And then there you go. And then I'm just going to let it dry. And because it's this alcohol, it will dry in like minutes. Okay. So we're going to let that go for a second. I already stamped. I stamped these flowers here. These are 2-step. I did this one. You can do this in a lighter color. And then I did this one. Actually, what I did is I stamped this one in the Starry Sky, but I inked it in the ink pad. Then I stamped it off on scratch paper. And then I stamped it on my white paper. And then I did this one in the Starry Sky, the exact same color, and inked it and then just stamped it right on. So this is what I ended up with. Do you see how it has 2 shades to it? The light one is just Starry Sky stamped on scratch paper first and then put on here. And then those details on top is the Starry Sky ink right onto the paper. Okay, and I did the same thing with this is the Poppy Parade. And I have here Old Olive. So I only used Starry Sky on this one. I only used Poppy Parade on this one. I only used Old Olive on this one. It's just that lighter layer is just a stamped off. Okay, any questions about that, shoot me a message. I'm glad to explain it a little bit more. So I just went and cut those with the die cuts ahead of time just to save a little bit of time here. There are these words here, say so much love. I put adhesive sheet on the back because they are so thin. There's adhesive sheet on the back. I put these on and ran them through the cut and emboss machine. And then these are all cut out. Let's get rid of those. This one I want to show you. If they get stuck in there, it seems like, oh, it's inside there. How do I get that out? You're using your finger, whatever. There are little holes on the dies. If you can see right here, there's little tiny holes. If you just take your scissors or a poker tool, something, and just poke it through that hole, it will pull it right out for you, and then it comes right out. Okay. So let's put the markers aside. I'm going to put the blocks aside, and then let me show you what I did with this, because if you look at this card that I made, it has some little bit of texture in it. Not sure if you're seeing it in the camera or not, but what I did, and I just think sometimes people don't realize you can do. Okay, so this is dry, all right? To give it extra texture, I'm taking it and putting it right into my embossing folder. This is the painted texture one. I'm going to put that inside, and I'm going to run that right through the cut and emboss machine. So give me a second to do that. And we're going to just give that a little extra texture. Sorry, I was going to shake my camera a little bit here. Hang with me. Okay, it's done. And we're going to open that up and pull that out, and we've got extra texture on that. Pretty cool, right? All right, so let's take that. Now, I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this. You want to be careful, be strategic where you're putting your adhesive, because you will be able to see the adhesive through the sheet. So I'm going to put flowers along the top and the bottom, so that's where I want to put my adhesive. So I'm going to take adhesive and just run adhesive right along the top there and right along the bottom. And you're going to see as I put this on here, I'm going to take that. Let's see if we can get that centered pretty well. All right. And I'm going to flip it over on the back and just press it down. Okay. If you can see here, right in there, you can see the adhesive through there. And down here, you can see the adhesive. It's okay, because I'm going to put flowers over top of that, so you won't even see it. So let's do this So Much Love first. And then we'll add the flowers. So we're going to pull off the backing. I'm going to put so. Let's do the much. If you ever have questions about anything, again, put them in the comments below. Send me a message. You can go to stampinontherock.com. You can send me a message that way. My email is stampinontherock@gmail.com. So you can send me a message that way too. Lots of ways. Or on Facebook, you can go to Stampin' on the Rock. That is my Facebook page. So you can go there too and ask any questions. Lots of ways. I've been a demonstrator for over 23 years, so I'm not going anywhere. I will not be one of these that's, in any business that's going to be here for a little while and then gone later. I'm here for you, so let me know what I can do to help out. Da-da-da. Sometimes you just have to have patience playing with all this stuff. But the adhesive sheets are much better than trying to get adhesive on all those skinny little letters. So you just need a little patience in pulling all this out. It looks like a big mess at the moment, doesn't it? Hang on a second. It will work out, I promise. I took my dad to a VA office today to look for some assistance for him. And there's a sign at the desk, which I love. I've seen it before, but I love it. And it says, everything is figure-outable, right? So we will figure this out. When it seems like it's really delicate like this, I find it easier to press down the middle and then gently let the right and the left fall into place, fall into line where it needs to be. Okay, so it's figure-outable. It worked. All right, let's pull out the love. Let me see if I can get the backing off of this. Da-da-da. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that. It's a little tricky, just need a little patience sometimes. That's the hard part, is the patience, right? So much love. All right, and then what I do is flip it over and press everything down real well. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and add the flowers. I'm going to stick a flower up top here. I have some little green leaves. Let's Let's add some green leaves in there, and I'm just going right over that line so that you're covering up that adhesive line so you don't see that at all. And I'm gonna put this up. There we go. Okay, and there we go. Let's do the bottom. Take that one and put that there. We're gonna add our leaves in. Tuck that underneath a little bit, and we'll add in another starry sky. And you could always add some little embellishments onto this too. Okay, but that's it. There's your card. There's the two cards. The background is never going to come out exactly the same, which is kind of fun. So I hope that was a new idea for you, or just something as a reminder to give it a try. But let me know what you think. And if you like it, as always, hit that share button. I would appreciate that. Talk with you later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.